And while the world's cameras are focused on Ukraine and the Middle East, the blueprint speaks of a wider chaos, a global conflagration. It speaks of Ethiopia and Libya, Kush and Put, also being part of the Great Northern Coalition. It speaks of ethnic strife and kingdoms rising against kingdoms. Look at the Sahel region of Africa. A wave of military coups, fueled by anti-Western sentiment and aided by Russian influence, has created a coup belt stretching across the continent, a new map of instability. Look at the brutal civil war in Sudan, which has created the world's largest displacement crisis, with millions facing famine, a conflict with deep ethnic and religious roots, largely ignored by the world. These are not disconnected tragedies. They are the forgotten fires burning away the old world order. They are the fulfillment of nation rising against nation in the places the world's great powers have deemed strategically unimportant. But the blueprint makes no such distinction. Every fire, no matter how remote, is part of the pattern. It's like those times in my addiction when I thought I had everything under control, only to find that some forgotten trauma, some buried pain, would suddenly flare up and burn my whole life down. The world's just doing the same damn thing now. It's trying to ignore the deep-seated issues, the historical wounds, and they're coming back with a vengeance. The chaos isn't just here in Beirut, it's everywhere, and it's all connected. So, as we reach the end of this chapter, I find myself, reflecting on the threads we've pulled together. Each story, each struggle, it all ties back to something larger than just one place or one moment in time. It's a reminder, really, that our individual lives are woven into a much bigger tapestry, one that's shaped by history, by conflict, and by the choices we make day after day. Zoom out, man. Look at the map of the world, not as a politician, not as a Russian, not as a Lebanese, but as a prophet. See the iron alliance between the Great Bear and Persia. See the ring of fire tightening around Israel. See the instability and famine consuming Africa. These are not random, isolated events. They are interconnected pieces of a single global phenomenon. The human drive for power, for land, for identity, the architect's spark wielded as a weapon, is the force creating these conflicts. Yet the pattern they form is not new, it was drawn onto parchment thousands of years ago. We are hearing the wars, we are living the rumors, the ground is being prepared, and next we must listen to the groaning of the earth itself. And there will be great earthquakes, and in various places, famines and pestilences. And there will be fearful events and great signs from heaven. Luke chapter 21, verse 11. The ground beneath us, it doesn't just give way all at once. Nah, it starts with hairline fractures, splintering in silence, almost unnoticed. Over time, those cracks widen, spreading out like veins until suddenly the whole foundation groans under the weight, and everything we thought was stable starts to come apart. Sometimes, you don't even realize it's happening until it's too late, and you're standing in the rubble, wondering how it all fell apart. Last week, the ground in Japan shook so violently it shifted a portion of the coastline by nearly a meter. You see the headlines, the images of collapsed highways, search crews digging through rubble, and for a minute the world pauses. We watch, we pray, we donate. And then, like clockwork, we move on. Because the human mind is built to forget, to put distance between itself and the abyss. But what if these are not isolated incidents? What if the cracking of the Earth's foundation is happening in concert with the fracturing of the nations we just discussed, like some twisted cosmic symphony? The ancient prophets, man, they didn't see geopolitics and geology as separate domains like scientists in a lab. To them, the state of humanity, the violence, the pride, the deep divisions, and the state of the earth were deeply intertwined. A world out of harmony with its creator was a world where the physical creation itself would manifest that disharmony. It would groan, it would tremble, it would rage, just like my own body used to groan and tremble, consumed by the rage of addiction when it was out of harmony. We, in our modern, secular minds, we've separated these things. We see a war as a political failure, an earthquake as a purely geological event. Neat little boxes. But the blueprint suggests they are two symptoms of the same underlying condition, a spiritual sickness. As humanity's architects of ruin sow chaos on the surface, the very planet begins to convulse beneath our feet. We are now living in the time of that convulsion, and here in Lebanon, we feel every damn tremor.